Asakusa, well-known tourist area in Tokyo for people to visit. There were so many things to do around the area, but I knew that we had to save our stomach spaces for Asakusa. If you just search on YouTube, there are hundreds of foods and shops that are recommended for people to visit. You'll just get overwhelmed with options, so better to come here and experience it yourself and decide what kind of food tickles your fancy. Today was planned so that we would be around Asakusa, Kappabashi Street, and Sky Tree area, again to explore the blooms of the cherry blossoms. I decided to take the Hanzomen and Uedo line to Kuramae station to stop off for a morning coffee, initially thinking that it was a grab-and-go cafe, but as we arrived this quiet residential place, we gradually realized lots of people coming and going in a particular street corner. We noticed that people are carrying cute cups of 3D-looking coffees out of a store. Then it hit me. It's one of Tokyo's most famous 3D latte art cafes. The baristas not only do a lovely latte art if you want a normal cup of coffee, you could even request for your favorite character to be made in 3D with milk foam. They just whip the milk so it stands on top of the coffee. It's pretty impressive if you ask me. The wait was, however, quite long, and customers from all over the world were coming and going. You either wait for a takeaway coffee for 10 minutes, or for 30 minutes for a proper table. Poor Dad had to wait outside. Mum chose a Snoopy and I a Baymax. It was so satisfying seeing it being made. The level of concentration and love the workers put into their work of art for their customers is to be recommended and commended. The ambience of the shop was lovely. Just make sure that you do not crowd outside the shop and take your drinks somewhere else to enjoy, as they do not want the customers to be a nuisance to their fellow neighbours, which totally makes sense, if only all humans were that considerate. After taking a fair number of photos with our beloved beverages, we walked towards Kappabashi Kitchen Tools Street, which was only about 15 minutes walk away. This is a well-known street populated with shops supplying restaurant trade. You can find all sorts of fun things such as cooking utensils to wax food samples here. It was a great long street for people who love being in the kitchen or own a restaurant. The number of ceramic plates you see is endless, and every time you turn a corner, you just want to pick up another one. There is a tax-free shop at the end of the street, so make sure that you do ask the shops for a receipt if you do want to get your tax refund. We made our way towards the famous Nakamisedori Street, where all the shop vendors and tourists are. This shopping street connects to the Sensoji Temple, which is the oldest temple in Tokyo. There are around 90 shops all along the side of the streets towards the temple and the main hall. This is a completely pedestrianised street, so it was packed with people. We walked past an older and very traditional looking shop that sold mochi. We had to give it a try, and of course it was cheap and tasted out of this world. The entire Asakusa is just filled with smells and colourful decorations. My senses were heightened and treated all at once. We of course had to try the mochi croquette, strong flavours for sure. It's just slightly disappointing that they go through so many wrappers. Who knows if they actually recycle it? We gradually made our way towards the Sumida Park in search for more cherry blossoms. It happens at the most quiet corners. The stroll was lovely as everybody seemed to be crowding towards the temple end. There were more spaces towards the river, so we strolled along the river for a few photos and took the freshness of the smells of the flowers and season change all in. It was a perfect promenade for people to take photos, and we bumped into a few photographer enthusiasts. This day was highly rewarding. We got lots done with our morning coffee, bought a few plates, took lots of selfies with flowers, had TikTok famous snacks, strolled by the sky tree, etc. We did it all, and it's a totally doable day trip with getting your steps in as a bonus. What more could you ask for? Thanks, Asakusa!